So Joe Biden is rolling out what might be the worst political strategy of all time. You might say that's hyperbole. You might say I'm going too far. But I don't know, man. This is really, really bad. So take a look at his new ad, and then I'm going to show you his tweet about the ad.
The day the Affordable Care Act passed into law, I cried tears of joy because I knew my family and friends were going to receive medical care they so badly needed. I also have relatives that have been diagnosed with a chronic disease, and at the time they were diagnosed, their health care was running out, and the insurance providers would no longer let them get the prescriptions they needed because they were at an unbelievable price. The Affordable Care Act came into law. They were able to get the medical care that they needed. They continued to live a full life. My husband and I worked for a very long time. We are now retired. However, the length of time we worked earned us benefits that we can live the rest of our lives with. One of those is our private medical insurance. I have my own private insurance. I don't want to lose it. My husband and I worked for over 30 years. I feel we earned that benefit. And that's why I prefer to keep the Affordable Care Act. We build upon it, bring in the private insurance, and move forward. I like what I have, and it means a lot.
Well, stay healthy along. Hope you don't need it. Hope you don't need it.
That's right. I know. Thank you, Vice President Biden.
He is actively running on defending private insurance companies. He's planting a flag. He's taking that position. Hey, Joe, you're supposed to kind of take the rough edges off of the beliefs that you have that are abysmal, that are not in the mainstream. You're doing the opposite here. You're saying the quiet part loud. Now, if you say, well, hold on, Kyle, he didn't say anything. It was the person who he got to represent him as his supporter in this ad who said everything. Well, look at the tweet that Biden put out along with this video. Like so many other Americans, Marcy prefers to keep her private insurance while recognizing that a public health insurance option is necessary for some of her friends and family. He has become officially the candidate of the for-profit insurance industry. Your Honor, I rest my case. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? So there's a lot to break down here, but first and foremost, notice what she said in the ad. She said, oh, me and my husband, he worked for 30 years and he earned it. He earned this private health insurance. So look at the logic of that. You have to earn your health insurance. You have to earn it. So I would pose Marcy with the very simple question. Who hasn't earned it? Who would you like to take away insurance from? Who, when they go to the doctor, should be rejected or should get the care and the treatment, but then get a bill that they can't afford and go bankrupt as a result of it? Please, Marcy, the floor is yours. Joe, the floor is yours. They have no answer. This is it's like lazy status quo defending. That's what this is. It's like barely masked, adoration for business as usual. Well, we earned it. We earned our health insurance coverage. That's what we did. Other people may not have earned it. We earned it. We love our private health insurance. Which gets to the next point. Polls have shown consistently that when you tell people, hey, do you support Medicare for all? That's a majority, okay? But then when you clarify, don't worry, because there's a limited, private insurers go away for the most part, unless it's supplemental, but private insurers goes away, but you get to keep your doctor and you get to keep your hospital. Then support for Medicare for all goes up even more. So in other words, it really is nobody other than Marcy, who's saying, me? I love my private health insurance company, man. I love that unnecessary, for-profit, rapacious, mafia-like middleman who steals my money and price gouges me for no reason while providing as a gateway and a gatekeeper for me to get actual care. That's the role of a for-profit health insurance company. Their whole job is to go, give me your money, and then maybe if something happens, I'll pay out and help a little bit, maybe after you cover the first X amount of money. So, and you've all had experience with this. I've had experience with this, where, you pay every month, you pay, whatever it may be, $200, $500 more, $1,000. You pay. And then, when you actually need the care, they go, you submit a claim and they go, okay, cool. So, all right, you pay the first $5,000 and then we'll jump in. What? I've been paying you every month. Right, yeah. Which is why we're gonna cover it. We're gonna accept the claim here. We got you. But you pay the first $5,000. Bro, the bill is $4,800. Okay, so you're gonna have to go ahead and cover that all. What? Then why am I paying you every month? There's a great old Chris Rock joke where he goes, they should call insurance in case shit. Because the whole idea is, in case shit happens, then we'll help you out. And he goes on to say, but if shit don't happen, shouldn't I get my money back? It's actually worse in this instance, because it's like, even if something happens, you have premiums, you have copays, you have deductibles, and you get clonked over the head no matter what. Insurance is supposed to spread the risk so that we all pay a little bit up front, so that if/when something happens, then it's free at the point of service. But the way it works in our system is, all right, you have to pay all the time, every month, and then when something happens, maybe we'll cover a little bit of it, maybe, and you won't be able to afford it. The fuck is this, man? This is insanity. And Joe Biden is out there defending it. He is the defender of the status quo. He's running a for-profit health insurance company campaign. It's offensive because it's lazy. It's like just this default assumption of well, what do you mean? The way the system works right now is the way it works right now, so therefore it's got to be good because it's how it works right now. Only an asshole who's massively disconnected and up the ass of the establishment can come to that conclusion. And that's Joe Biden. They found the one voter who's like, oh my God, Aetna, you're so wonderful. Who will think of Aetna in the reform process when it comes to healthcare? What? Listen, I just want to be clear about something here. Other developed countries laugh at us. Now, well, they feel bad for us too, but they laugh at us. In fact, I guarantee you in the comment section right now, somebody will be like, oh, I'm from Canada and you guys have a horrendous system and I love our system. Here the other day I went and I got something done and it was free and everything was wonderful and hunky-dory. They laugh at us. And Joe Biden, there's this problem, not just with corporate Democrats, but with basically the entire Republican Party, where they're liars, but they're also American-centric in their worldview. Where it's they don't allow in any evidence or data or proof from other developed countries, and they just act we're number one, we have the best healthcare system in the world. That's what it is, even though it's not based on anything. Well, yeah, maybe if you talk to a Saudi prince who came here for surgery, at the top end, the top 0.001%, they get the best care, they get the best service. But everybody else who can't afford it, regular people, they get screwed over, which is why you hear me repeat the points over and over, basically every show. 30 to 45,000 Americans die every year because they don't have access to basic health care. 30 to 40 million Americans don't even have health insurance. Medical bills is one of the top causes of bankruptcy. There's no way you're going to reform this system in a way to fix those problems unless you take away the for-profit health insurance companies as the main source of care. There's no way you're going to really fix all those problems unless you say we're going to move to a single-payer system. And Joe Biden's out there going, I will run as the brave defender of the status quo and the for-profit health insurance companies. Marcy, please be the one person to defend these companies. Nobody loves their for-profit health insurance company. By the way, it gets switched on them all the time, especially if you get it through your employer. Boom, boom, you're with this one, you're with that one, you're with Humana, you're with Aetna, you're with Blue Cross Blue Shield, you're with this. It changes like that. And by the way, your benefits change. That's another thing that's ridiculous. Talking about why we need to preserve choice. Choice in the system. Choice? What are you talking about? This is healthcare. What do you mean choice? I've made fun of this before, but I'm going to do it again. It's like going, all right, here's what I want. If I have some sort of cancer problem, I don't want coverage. No for cancer. Now, if I have heart disease, okay, I'll take coverage for that. If something happens with my spleen, we'll take spleen coverage. We'll take spleen. Kidney? No, thank you. We don't want. It's as stupid as saying, well, don't you want choice in your fire department? Don't you want choice in your fire department? Well, yeah, if the living room catches fire, we'll take coverage. But if the kitchen catches fire, nah, we're good on the kitchen. We won't need you if the kitchen comes. Thank you for giving me the choice. Bitch, this isn't vanilla or chocolate or strawberry or Rocky Road or birthday cake. No, this is health. In the same way we don't view, it would be preposterous to have a conversation about choice in the fire department. It's the same thing for healthcare, but we're used to, in the US, having a choice and getting ripped off in the process. This is nonsense, man. This is a mafia-like system, okay? They exist to rip you off. So, Handsy Uncle Joseph is going to get destroyed. Bernie and the other candidates better call this out for what it is, because it is abysmal, it is pathetic. And by the way, just so we're clear here, you do know he still technically has a lead, right? Now, I'm of the belief that the support for Joe Biden is just default support. So in other words, it's people who don't follow politics that closely, and they hear, oh, Biden's running, oh, he was the VP, oh, I kind of liked Obama, go with him. So I don't think, it's not like passionate support, it's not strong support, it's not like let me defend him on the merits, it's the default, like, oh, he's the most, he's the biggest name that jumped in the race, the name I know, so therefore I'm going to go with him. As soon as people get more information on Handsy Uncle Joseph, it's a rapskis. So we got to give him that more information. But there you go. He's running on defending the for-profit health insurance companies. The companies that have repeatedly ripped people off. And their whole purpose is to rip people off. And their whole purpose is to say when you don't get care, when they won't pay out. Because that's what they do. They're for-profit insurance companies. So how do they make more money for their shareholders? Easy, deny coverage. So you got to deny claims. And they'll try to weasel their way out of paying for it 8 ways to Sunday. And this guy is running on defending that system, and it's absolutely pathetic.